Palmistry reading of a 23-year-old person. We are reading his hand. Before we start, I would request you to press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update. You can call me, you can email me. These are the phone number and the email that I mentioned. And now we straight away head to this particular hand image. Now, this hand image was opened and the client basically asked why we are taking a look at the left hand, because for males, we look at the right hand. The thing is, the answer to this particular question is that God gave you two hands, and with both hands you are working. So that's the reason why we refer both the hands. Left hand, you may be using a little bit less, but still you're doing something or the other with your left hand. So that is the reason why we should consider the left hand as well. The other question arises, there's second question arises, which hand to refer to. The thing is, if in most people's cases, both hands do show similarity. So it doesn't matter we look at the left or the right hand, the outcome is likely to be the same. And there are very few people who have got totally dissimilar hands. So when the hands are totally dissimilar, that's when basically we tell the client, okay, the left hand says certain things and the right hand says certain things. So we basically take inputs from the particular person and then we finally come to the conclusion. So that's my answer for which hand to refer to. But I would not ignore the left hand. Left hand also plays a part in our life. Thanks. And so we start the reading. See, there's some uniqueness that I found on this particular hand. And the uniqueness in this particular hand is that regarding the heart line. So this is the heart line. It ends out here, and another one originates on the mount of Mercury. Now, this is a very, very rare kind of occurrence, and very few people have this kind of indication. Uh, People generally think that heartline would only tell regarding your relationships, your partnerships, and your love life. But I would say that each and every line can tell each and everything of your life. So the normal course where the heartline starts, it starts something like this. It starts out here and kind of moves towards the first or the second finger. So that's the normal course. So the first thing is that there is a break. When there is a break, we normally say that there is an abrupt ending in a relationship or a partnership that the person is in. Or it could also mean an abrupt ending in the work that we are doing. So this is what the abrupt ending in the heartline means. But the new heartline that you see out here, which originates on the Mount of Mercury, amount of Mercury, first to understand what this line means, we have to understand what the Mercury area means, what the Mercury planet means in palmistry. See, Mercury planet is the planet for calculations and communication. It is the area for statistics, economics, biology, physics, everything. All the knowledge, every skill is basically governed by the Mercury. And if the Mercury line originates out here, then we would say that the person's heart is kind of like which soil uh, is the plant growing in. We would say this the plant is growing. We associate the heartline to be a plant, so it's growing in the soil of Mercury. So in some way or the other, the calculation part or the communication part would play a major role in their life. So I've seen few top people who have this kind of a line. I would just tell you two or three people. One was a top gynecologist, and in gynec also there are two types of gynecs. One is a normal kind of a gynec, but the other gynec is assistive gynec, which basically assist in birth. Like they use this hormonal injection, they use the DNA testing and many more things to help in assisting in birth. So the technology area, it comes into play with this particular line. Some people, this line was also seen by me on one of a top lawyer's hand. So the area for Mercury is for law, also business, also many more things. So in some way or the other, this particular aspect of the life is going to be significant. Now, the second aspect that I would talk about is regarding the money part. Now, I'm just drawing a money line, not the money line that we see out here, but just to explain to you the how do we calculate the age. So this is the money line, and this is the line of head, and this is the line of heart. So the intersection of the head and the money line is age 35. Intersection of the heart and the money line is age 53. So on the money line, this portion below the headline is before the age of 35. This portion between the head and the heart line is 35 to 53. And this portion above the heart line is after the age of 53. Okay, so that's how we say. Now, when we are looking at the before the age of 35, this is the area that we are referring to. Now, the person does have got multiple money lines, and these money lines are kind of originating on the mount of moon. This is the area where it is originating. There's another money line that kind of ends out here. There's another money line that starts and ends out here, something like this. And there's another money line that starts somewhere out here and kind of it touches the headline and then basically continues, but it kind of weakens out here. And then another line basically that starts somewhere out here. It kind of reaches out here, then it changes a little bit course and kind of moves towards the Saturn mount. So this is how the money line is. Now you would notice when there are breaks on the line of money. There are multiple breaks. The first break is coming out here, so the line is ending out here. So a break on the money line could mean before the age of 35, this particular source of income is likely to end, and it is before the age of 35. So if this point is age 35, this point is age 35, so this point is likely to be approximately, I would say, this line is ending somewhere close to the age of, let's say, 31 or so. And the other line that is ending, that is starting out here at an early stage, it ends out here. So around the age of 29 or so, it ends. Then the third line that starts again around the age of, let's say, 26 or so, and that kind of moves towards the area for Mars. This is the area for Mars. And Mars is the red planet. Red means anger, aggression, and fire. If the money line is kind of moving towards the area for fire, then it would mean burning of cash or burning of money, wasteful expenditure. Somehow or the other, the money is going to get wasted. See, the thing is that don't think that Mars is a bad planet, but money line moving towards the area for Mars is considered to be a negative sign. End of the money line could mean an abrupt ending in the work that we are doing, or it could be losses, it could be some changes that are coming in your life. Now, a break in the money line could also mean that there could be problems in one's relationships or partnerships, or it could also mean more responsibility falls onto this particular person's head because the main earning member of the family, their health or wealth goes down. So this is what basically the meaning of ending of the money line basically means. Then this particular line that starts around the age of, let's say, 31, it touches the line of head. Again, it kind of weakens after the age of 35. This portion, it weakens. And when the line weakens, then basically it doesn't give much of a result. And then the last possible money line that we are talking about is this particular line, and that kind of touches somewhere at this particular point. So if this line is roughly age 35, so this point is going to be roughly 44, and at the age of 44 it changes its course and kind of points towards the mount of Saturn. This is going to be a better portion of one's life because when the money line straight away angles towards the mount of Saturn, this particular area, it is considered to be good. Imagine a situation that if this line had continued straight, something like this, it would have reached the mount of Jupiter. And Jupiter is not the area for money. So it's always better to have the money line point towards the area of Saturn. Then it basically gives you better possibilities. So this is what basically it. See, apart from the line of money, money can also be seen on almost every possible line. So don't think that money would only be seen on the money line. It could also be seen on the other lines as well. Now the thing is that this is the sun line. Now the sun line is also Sun line is normally known as the career line. Sun line is also known as the name and fame line. Some people call it as the luck line. And this is the line that we see. So this intersection of the head and the sun line is age 35. This portion is age 35. This portion is before the age of 35. This portion is 35 to 53. And this portion is after the age of 53. So you would notice that there are abrupt endings in the line of sun. Now, line of sun basically gives name and fame, but these abrupt endings are not basically considered to be good. It could mean change of work. These breaks are, the first break is happening around the age of, let's say, 32, 33. Then the second break is happening around the age of, let's say, 34. And another line starts at the age of roughly 33, 34, and that basically continues out here. But this portion, till it reaches this particular point, the line is weak, the line is dim, the line is unclear. When the sun line is unclear and dim, so it basically brings in doubt and self-doubt. And doubt and self-doubt basically destroy everything. And when the line gains in strength, it gains in strength somewhere after this particular point. So this intersection was age 35 on the sun line. So somewhere close to the age of, let's say 48, 49, that's when things are likely to become better. So this is what the sun line is saying. But see, when you go by the book, it says, oh, this is age 28, this is age 33, 35, 44, 53. This is how basically we calculate according to the book. But if you ask me practically, what do I find? I find looking at this portion of the sunline, I would say the success is going to come all throughout one's life. It's not only going to come after the age of 53, but even before the age of 53. Because when that sunline is good on the mount itself, it gives you very good results. So this is what basically I can say. Now, the other aspect is that if you notice this portion of the palm, there are lot many lines. Some people call it as the area of Rahu, but I normally call it as the area of planes of Mars. Now, planes of Mars is the area for our temper. So more lines over this particular area, and this is also the area for your stomach. So more lines basically out here basically kind of disturbs this particular area, and basically our temper is not in control. This is the area for anger, aggression, fire. So there are a little bit more lines out there. So this is the area for anger, aggression, and fire. So again, more lines means basically our anger and aggression is wrongly targeted. So more lines out here basically mean our energies are misguided and misused. Although these negative lines are not coming and touching the lifeline, so that's a good part, because they are only limited to this particular area and not reaching the lifeline. This is the lifeline. One or two lines are reaching in the initial phases, but not in the later phase. So these lines are kind of reaching around the age of, let's say, 35, 40, 50. This is when it reaches. So these are a little bit of disturbances that the person may experience in their life. Now we move to the right hand. This is the right hand. See, the thing is that they are not too much of dissimilarity. Same indication. You would notice. I won't repeat it too much. The money line starts on the area for moon. Moon basically means benefits from females, trading activities, service industry, foreign countries. All these things are likely to bring this particular person benefits. And the line of money, the line of fate, or the line of Saturn starts on the mount of moon, and it kind of ends out here. So it is ending somewhere close to the age of, let's say, 32, 33. It's ending out here. So another line basically starts out here. It also ends. Another line starts same way. Same things are happening in this hand as well. Again, it starts and that also ends somewhere close to out here at the age of 35. Then another lines basically they start at the age of 34. It also ends at the age of 35. Another line starts 34. It basically continues. It gains in strength somewhere after this particular point, and it becomes brightens up, and it is much more deeper and clearer. So after the age of, let's say, according to the money line, better prospects can come after the age of, let's say, 46 or so. And because the money line is much more deeper, clearer out here, and there are less lines over the area for Mars negative, it is basically considered to be a positive sign, because there should be less lines over the area of the area for Saturn. This is the area for Saturn. So less lines over the Saturn brings better result, and it's always better to have less lines over the area of Saturn. Saturn is a very slow-moving planet. Having more lines over the area for Saturn would means more hardships. There are small cuts out there. So in a way, there are a little bit of disturbances, but not so much. In this right hand, the sun line, again, the career line, the name and fame line, it is very dim in the initial phase. So this is the area for, this is the time of doubt and self-doubt. It is said that doubt and self-doubt destroy everything in one's life. So it ends around the age of, let's say, 33, 34. Again, one more starts at the age of 30, 34. It's very dim, very unclear. It kind of reaches the heart line, and it ends at the age of 53. See, when the line of sun is dim, we correlated to you are traveling in a car. And when you are traveling in a car, there are lots of clouds that have come in front of you. So the path is not unclear in front of you when you are in the car. So same goes with the work that you are doing. So it would be lack of clarity, or it means that we don't know what we want to do. We are doubtful of what we are doing. So that's considered to be a negative sign. But after the age of 53, things basically turn around. The line does, a new line does start at the age of 46 or so. And when it crosses these heart line, this is when it brightens up, and it's considered to be an excellent, a very good sign to have this kind of a sunline. A deep, clear sunline on the mount of sun is the best possible line. Another line basically starts, kind of points from the area of Mars positive area. So this is the area for coolness, calmness, and tenacity. So kind of when the line starts from angling from this particular direction, so the person is known for these particular qualities in their life, and it is considered to be a good sign. So there are multiple 2 or 3 lines, and they are reasonably strong. So the person can expect 2 or 3 different sources of income, and 2 or 3 different careers as well. Now we look back at the heartline. That break that we saw on the heartline is not visible in the right hand. And it's in a way, I would say that simple heartlines are always considered, I consider simple heartlines to be better, because it makes a person more predictable, and I wouldn't say easygoing, but more predictable, less stress and anxiety. So that's what it is there. But in this case, we do find few branches that are hanging downwards from the heartline towards the headline. So this is in a way a little bit negative. It means attachments bringing in expectations. Expectations are not fulfilled. That's the reason why disappointment may creep in. So in a way, this is a negative sign. So this is falling for temptations, not being able to focus completely, and getting distracted. So all these are negative lines that you see hanging downwards, and it is kind of putting a strain on the heart. But if we look at the quality of the heartline, that is good. Because when there's clarity in the heartline, the person knows what they're doing, although with few distractions. I do admit that these are distractions, but at the same time, the quality of the heartline as such is neat and clean. So the person is able to handle their stress and anxiety. So this portion is the earlier portion of the life, and this is the later portion of the life. After the age of, let's say, after the age of 50s or so, 50, 55. So this portion is after the age of 55. So in the initial phase, because the quality of the heartline is good, that is considered to be a best possible line for success, because normally I give high importance to the heartline for success. People think that heartline is only and only for your relationships and partnerships and your love life, but I would say no, it has to do with other aspects of your life as well. We have to look at people who are successful. Those people basically they are highly focused. So if we find that the heartline is neat and clean, so it means that the person is focused and practicing detachment. Detachment basically means being in a moment without having expectation of the outcome. So people who are something like this, who are practicing detachment, their chances for success increases. So that's the reason why a simple heartline is considered to be a beautiful line to have, and it basically is, it guarantees success. So This is what it is. On the headline, you would notice a little bit upward branch on the headline, pointing upward towards the finger is upliftment of the mind. Consider fingertips to be the sky and the lower portion of the palm to be the earth and the gravity. So upward motion of the headline means upliftment of the mind, success, and that too in the earlier portion of one's life. Then there are few backward lines pointing towards the area for Mars. When they point backwards, they basically indicate to anger and aggression coming into the entering the mind, because this is the area for anger and aggression, the area for Mars. And if a line kind of enters the headline, then basically it's considered to be a little bit of a negative kind of an indication to have, because when we are angry, the chances of taking right decisions decrease. So in that way, it is not considered to be good. And I'll just take a look at one or two other hand images. Okay, one or two things I will add. From the lifeline, when we find that there are few upward motion lines, they're considered to be good. These are luck lines. They add into the work that you're doing. So this portion of the line could be after the age of 35, and this portion could be around the age of 50. This portion, there's another line that is leaning down outward from the main lifeline. So this is the main lifeline. So if a line enters, it means a river is entering, another tributary is entering your life. So entering is good. Outward motion pointing towards the area of moon is considered to be negative. So it means health loss or wealth loss towards the end. And it could also mean getting restless and a desire for travel increasing. So this is what basically these lines basically indicate. So, and the problem that the person may feel in the face in the health issues could be related to water. Water related issues can crop up in one's life. So below the lungs area, the person has to take care the area for water. So it could be urinary tract or something like that, or the kidneys, that portion. The person needs to be a little bit careful. The good part about the heartline is it's kind of ending closer to the area for Saturn, and Saturn is the area for money, possession, wealth. So this line, the heartline ending on the Mount of Saturn, is considered to be good from the aspect of money matters. And basically, it signifies that the person is materialistic, the person values money, the person respects money, and the person like prays for money. So people who are like these are the ones who are able to accumulate more money in their life. And so the heartline ending on the Mount of Saturn brings more responsibility, and the person is valuing money and respecting money. And most businessmen or most people who are in service who get more money are the ones who have something like this. Now, towards the end, the heartline is having a little bit of a curvature. So curvature in the heartline means a person is very passionate, display of emotions are there, and the person can't keep their emotions in check, and the person could be a little bit of a temperamental kind of a person. This particular circular line is a Solomon ring line. So occult interest towards occult sciences, or maybe things come in this particular person's dream or something like that. So in that way, it is also I wouldn't say a good or bad sign, but it's just an ability to foresee the future. And the last is that this is the Mercury line. Mercury line are very, very important lines. They are the line for skill, the skill and the calculations area. So people who have got good calculations and skills are the ones who are likely to be more successful. So we do see that there is a reasonably okay kind of a line that we see out here. Lines, the deeper the lines, the better they are considered to be. They are a little bit for weaker kind of a lines. So weaker lines basically means that the person needs to sharpen their skills even further. Then things can become better for such a person. And I would just end the video out here. But before I end, towards the end of the headline, so this is the portion that we are looking at. You'd notice that the headline is kind of becoming a little bit different. Like two headlines are kind of coming out here. So two headline means duality in the way we think, dual thought process. So double headline in a way brings strength. At the same time, it can also bring problems as well, because There are two independent thought processes that are working together at the same time. So it's better to have more clarity instead of having a dual kind of thought process. We do find that there is a money triangle like a formation, but it has got broken kind of I would say like this triangle is a little bit broken, and there are more lines out here. So the effectiveness of the money triangle decreases. Money triangle is nothing but made up of two or three lines. Mercury line. See, the Mercury line is good. The skill part is good, but the money line part, basically, it is broken. So few disturbances that they are there, and the headline portion is also a little bit disturbed. So it's a combination. The money comes to those people with mental stability, stability in money, if the money line is stable, and the Mercury. And so these three combinations, who have got a person who has got a very, very clear cut kind of a money triangle without many lines in between the money triangle, that's when it is considered to be the best. But still out here, because the money triangle is present, and the timing when the money triangle is forming is at this particular point. So from this particular point onwards, the person is going to experience good aspects in their life. So if this point is age 35, so this portion is likely to be around the age of, let's say, 26, 27. That's the approximate age. So I would end the video out here. Before I end the video, I would just ask you to go through this small clip out here. It's a very important aspect, the way I give palm reading and what is important in palm reading. Just 1 or 2 minutes. These days, many people are talking about M sign, W sign, chakra, wheel, pot, swastik, lotus, and the fish. See, those don't give any result. People just keep on looking at their hand, thinking that they would have something very, very rare kind of occurrence. You don't need those kind of. In this particular person's hand, you just see very good sunlight. And these are the qualities that give you success: desire, energy, stamina, skill. Thanks for watching this video. Do subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon on YouTube, and don't miss another update.